Before I start, can I ask you to do me a favor? Please be ever so kind as to leave in the comment section down below a tip, an insight, an idea which I've shared over here on YouTube in the past, which you feel has really helped you in your life. I'd be much obliged. I'm so grateful. I want to start off with my response to the newspaper headline, which included an action which I took a couple of weeks ago on the Jewish festival of Sukkot. As you've seen by now, and I've shared this on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on WhatsApp, a newspaper headline which included a message, or rather a large story for that matter. My story. I was willing to be counted for a minion, and I was willing to do a kind act. I have seen and I've heard some transgender people who said, no, that's not something I would have done. They said, I'm a transgender woman, and so therefore that doesn't change, and it remains that way. By the way, I'm going to include the newspaper article in the profile of this video, so you'll be able to get a good look at it. I cannot include the actual newspaper here because I didn't buy the newspaper, so I can't actually share the actual tangible evidence, so to speak. In any case, this is my response. I did a kind act. I am a force of good in this world. I am constantly doing kind acts to others. That's my momentum. That's my whole perspective. I do kind acts to others. And if somebody else perceives me as male, if somebody else perceives me as a man, and therefore believe I should be counted for a gathering of men, I'm happy to oblige. I'm happy to do that. Because that's their choice. There are people in this world who perceive my life-saving choice as an option. They perceive it not as life-saving from their perspective, despite the fact that prior to my transition, I struggled with a life or death situation. They perceive it to be a choice, and from their perspective, they don't want to take on board this reality, and they also don't want to take on board the fact that my identity is a transgender woman. And I feel that to be their choice. That's their choice. And I also know the fact that they are struggling with an insecurity. After all, there are two genders. We are born believing that way. Now, I perceive it to be an insecurity, whilst they don't. And I'm not in any way coming to denigrate them or to patronize them. On the contrary, I just perceive their perspective, which doesn't include my whole picture, and which just includes their picture, to be an insecurity. That's my response. I did a kind act. The newspaper put me in the headlines. They didn't speak to me in advance. That's their choice. That's my response to the newspaper article. I want to follow on and talk about this amazing day today. It's Thanksgiving. We are so grateful to our forefathers, to our founding fathers for that matter, who have persevered with persistence and have founded the beautiful United States of America. Close to 50 men, our founding fathers, put their life in jeopardy. They put their life in jeopardy, but they knew that they were on a mission to build the beautiful 50 states. And if they hadn't put their life in jeopardy, there wouldn't have been 50 states, and the UK, England, would never have survived World War II. It's quite famous what Winston Churchill said. He said that if not for the Americans gaining independence in 1776, we wouldn't have survived World War II, and Britain would not have been left standing. That's something to take into account. The UK, England, which is where I've resided for a large portion of my life, owe gratitude and appreciation to the founding fathers who put their life in jeopardy to find the 50 states. Had they not put their life in jeopardy, they wouldn't have been able to find the 50 states, and we wouldn't have had the United States, and we wouldn't have had Great Britain either, the UK for that matter. It's a fascinating insight if you think about it, because you don't realize the impact you have. And you don't even realize the impact you have when you actually stand up for yourself against people who are seemingly unkind to you. They might one day come back and thank you for what you did. As you all know, the law of karma and the law of Mida, Kineged, Mida, which effectively means the way you act to another, you have acted back upon yourself. If you're unkind to another, if you're not gracious and considerate of another, that will come back to haunt you, and you will be affected further in life. Now, it's a complicated topic. I'm not going to get into it today. And it could take many, many years until you see the actual effect of it. But it's real. I've seen it in my lifetime on various different occasions when people acted a certain way and they paid a price. A little further down the line, years later, but they paid a price. You don't get away with hurting anybody else. This is a world of justice. This is a world of love. And if you do pay a price, it's only to teach you love. It's not for revenge. It's not in order to exact revenge. It's just to help you prosper, to help you mature and grow as a result. This week on Facebook, on Instagram, on WhatsApp, and on LinkedIn, I've been shearing away my insights. I've been advertising my amazing, amazing YouTube channel like crazy. Some of you might be thinking, Jessica, what's come over you? For the longest of time, Jessica, you weren't even going on those platforms. You weren't even getting onto Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and WhatsApp on the public forum of it. True. But I decided that I have a message to deliver. And I'm going to deliver that message. I'm here to serve others. I have a unique life experience. And I must not take that life experience. I must not take the insights that I've managed to achieve and throw them in the garbage pail. I cannot put out YouTube videos which do not reach many, many people. My aim is to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this secular year. I'm here to serve other people. My YouTube videos, my aim, my goal is to serve you, to help you. I study and I read over 3 hours a day from self-help books, from business books, and I listen to amazing insights from people like Jeff Bezos, who was the wealthiest man in the world for a long time, from people like Elon Musk, Les Brown, James Allen, and the list goes on. And, I want to share what I learned with you in a couple of short minutes every single week. I can't share it if I'm only sharing it to 10 people. I need to make sure it's thousands of people. I need to give back. God requires of me to give back The universe requires of me to give back. How could I not give back? It's not fair. I'm a giver. I'm a giver. And I'm proud to be so. I've met this week. When I say met, you're probably thinking, yeah, live. Actually, no. Sometimes you meet somebody online, virtually. I came across Grant Cardeo's unbelievable insights this past week on YouTube. And if you know me, if you know what I'm like, you'll know that I don't just read a book. I don't just listen to an audio book once and then put it aside and lay it to rest. No. I'll listen to it, I'll read it again and again and again and again and again. Because that's how you plant the seeds of knowledge in your brain. You don't gain much from reading or listening to a book once. You need to listen to it again and again and again until it connects your neural pathways and you get those ideas in alignment within your brain, within the configuration of your brain for that matter. It all falls in sync. Now, there are some people who say, Jessica, not for me. Reading is not for me. And to those people I say, no problem. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to share tips with you. And if you can't read these great insights, I'll give it to you in a nutshell. You know, for a couple of weeks, I listened to Jeff Bezos' messages for that matter, about growth and about intuition and about, one second, you might be wondering, intuition? Jeff Bezos' intuition? That materialistic guy who's managed to become the wealthiest man in the world, he talks about intuition? Yeah. He says most of his great insights and his great amazing successes have come through intuition. Intuition. That good old intuition. That spiritual thing called intuition. Intuition, yeah. Intuition. That's where they've come from. You gain a lot from intuition. Don't dismiss your intuition. Don't allow it to die and allow it to grow. It's like a muscle. Everything we do, everything we have is like a muscle. Happiness is a muscle. Intuition is a muscle. Determination, muscle. Courage is a muscle. Our muscles keep us going higher, keep us and make us go higher and higher and higher. We get elevated through our muscles. Take it from this person I've read from over 15 self-help books in the last few months. I didn't just read them, I read them over and over and over. And I listen to audiobooks as well. So you could probably put the number there to about 30, 50, more like 50 self-help books on audiobook and in print in the last 8 months or so. And I've written a book prior to that. Do you know what determination it takes to write a book every single day without fail? You have no idea. It makes you be a disciplined person. And you also gather your thoughts and you deal with certain circumstances which you probably would have rather have forgotten. I'm not here to sing my praises. I'm not here to sing my praises. Let me be clear about that. I'm just here to tell you why I have no choice. I have to share my messages with as many people as I possibly could. I want to get to thousands of subscribers and hundreds of thousands of viewers. Please ever so kind and do your part. If you want to help me, please do your part and share it away. Share as much as possible. Advertise, share, tell your friends about it. I've had people tell me that I've helped them immensely. So please help me serve you so I can serve others and we can get this going and we can make this possible. I will keep on advertising non-stop. It's going to be like Coca-Cola and Google and Apple. That's how I told my friend this week. I don't know if I mentioned Apple though. I will keep on sharing. I'm a force of good in this world. I look forward to your amazing feedback in the comment section down below. And please share your tips and your great insights. I've gained so much wisdom from my amazing viewers and subscribers here. So much wisdom. We learn from each other. We gain from each other. We're in this together. Everybody compliments each other. Before I go, I just wanted to mention in this week's Torah reading, Bible portion, we read about Joseph, who had a dream and he believed in his dream. Joseph had a dream and he believed in his dream and he shared it even with those people, his siblings, who weren't his best of friends. What does that show to you? If you have a mission, if you have a dream, you must put it into fruition. You must get it off the ground, even if you face some objection in the initial stages of doing so. I love you so much. I look forward to your amazing feedback and your amazing comments. You're important to me. I've learned so much from you all, and I'm sure you'll learn much from me. Have a great week, a great weekend, and I look forward to your feedback. I love you.